Okay, so here's the thing. A new flu vaccine just got approved that's significantly more effective, but instead of celebrating, experts are bracing for a PR nightmare. Why? Because it uses mRNA technology, the same tech that powered the COVID vaccines. And you know how that story went. But let's unpack this, because the real issue isn't the science. It's the story we are telling ourselves about the science. Personally, I think this is a fascinating case study in how fear and misinformation can override logic, even when lives are at stake. Let's start with the facts. Moderna's mFlusiva is 26.6% more effective than traditional flu shots in adults 50 to 64. That might not sound like a lot, but if you've ever seen a flu season hospitalize hundreds of thousands of people, even a 10% improvement matters. What makes this really interesting is that mRNA allows scientists to update the vaccine faster each year. Traditional flu vaccines take months to develop. They are still made using 70-year-old egg-growing methods. But mRNA? It's like switching from fax machines to email. So why aren't we excited? Because the same tech that saved millions during the pandemic is still battling a reputation it doesn't deserve. Here's the irony: the biggest hurdle for mFlusiva isn't efficacy, it's public perception. Surveys show 25% of Americans still believe mRNA vaccines alter DNA, which is biologically impossible. And this isn't just ignorance, it's a symptom of a larger problem. We've created a world where misinformation spreads faster than facts, especially when fear is involved. From my perspective, this isn't about the flu shot anymore. It's about trust in science, trust in institutions, and how vulnerable we are to narratives that feel simpler than reality. Now, let's talk about the political layer. HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., yes, the RFK family member, has openly criticized mRNA tech, even canceling $500 million in research last year. This isn't just skepticism, it's a power move that shapes public opinion. What many people don't realize is that his influence could delay or derail a technology with the potential to tackle everything from Ebola to cancer. Moderna's already testing an mRNA Ebola vaccine, and early cancer trials look promising. This raises a deeper question: how much progress are we willing to sacrifice because of fear we haven't addressed? But here's where I get optimistic. The FDA initially rejected mFlusiva, then reversed course after backlash from scientists. That tells me the system isn't broken, it's just slow. And while flu vaccination rates in New York have dropped to 48%, that's not a fixed number. Think about this: when the first mRNA vaccines dropped in 2020, people were terrified. Now, most of us don't blink at them. The same could happen here. The technology isn't the problem. The problem is how we are communicating it. If we keep framing mRNA as a scary new thing instead of a tool that's been in development for decades, we'll keep fighting the same battles. One thing that immediately stands out to me is how this story mirrors the pandemic. We have a life-saving innovation, a vocal anti-science minority, and a public court in the middle. But here's the twist: the flu isn't a once-in-a-century crisis. It's annual. So mFlusiva isn't just a vaccine, it's a test. Can we learn from the past, or are we doomed to repeat the same distrust cycles? If we fail this test, the cost isn't just lives lost to the flu. It's setting back a technology that could redefine medicine for decades. That's why this matters beyond Long Island pharmacies. That's why this conversation isn't about mRNA anymore. It's about whether we are ready to meet science halfway.